my first meet, dude, that was my first meet was a part of a festival that we were doing. So it was strongman. It was all in one big facility, middle of the summer, July, mind you. Um, and it was strongman on one side, um, partially inside and outside. We had Highland Games, and then we had powerlifting. And so the facility that we had, it was, I mean, it could fit it all. But for some reason, the AC just decided not to work, which is crazy because the day before, the AC was crispy, cold. But for some reason, the AC decided it's going to stop working. Number one, this is, and I'm getting all these reports as I'm at the hospital, mind you, and so the AC's not working. Well, why is it not working? I don't know. It feels like it's been turned off. It's not even blowing. Okay, cool. So then I get another one. I mean, because you have to have your little spies everywhere. One of my spies text me, hey coach, by the way, the water that they brought in water, the water that they're bringing in, they've gone up on the price of water. I'm like, what? So they're turning off the AC, and the water that was $1 is now $3. Now it's $4. Okay. um for them, they're like, well, we want to be able to sell liquor we want to be able to sell liquor and alcohol at this thing, whatever. I mean, well, I mean, as far as, I care, I don't care. But I'm letting the guy know, like, well, as far as I know, you're not gonna get many. I know in the powerlifting, there's not gonna be many people that are gonna try to, they're gonna try to buy beer, dude. Like they're pure to lift. It's 1,000 degrees in there. I mean, that's not a good combination. So he's like, well, we'll sell waters, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So I don't, in my opinion, I don't think those liquor sales were going as well as they thought it would. I mean, who's trying to get drunk at 9 in the morning, dude? You know what I mean? Like, especially if they're getting ready to lift.
Oh, okay. I was like,
So, like, like it just wasn't adding up. And then all of a sudden, you get in the middle of the afternoon, the AC turns off, but then they're gouging the price of water. I'm like, what are we doing here? So, I I go have the baby. She's super, super healthy. Like she's born like 9:15 that morning. You know what I mean? I spent all day, and my wife was like, "Hey, you gotta get out of here. You gotta go take care of this stuff." I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. So get over there, and I'm asking my questions, and I'm not getting the answers that I want, and then I'm like, I'm going to the I go to the gate. You got to go to that gate, and I'm checking the gate. I'm like, wait a minute. So again, I'm really weird about making sure that the numbers have to match. They just have to match. So I'm looking at what the money that's coming in, or that's come in at this point, versus the people that are in the crowd. And mind you, I literally have a person sitting in the crowd counting the people as they come in and sit on our side. So I know how many people. You know what I mean? Not only is he's writing it down, but he's also got his little clicker ticker. I'm like, wait a minute. So this is matching up and this is matching up, and the amount of people that I'm seeing, because like I'm like every 20 minutes take a picture of the crowd. Every 20 minutes take a picture of the crowd and send it to me. So I'm counting the people along with them. I mean, and I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not a micromanager, but that was my first meet, so I wanted to be on point with everything, so that everything matched up.
well, especially
And
when someone else is manning your door.
absolutely.
Like you have,
Well,
like
here's the thing.
I'd have my own person selling the tickets for fuck's sake.
Yeah, like here's the thing. OG, originally I had my own people at the door. They go, no, well, since our facility, we'll have somebody at the door because, like, the people don't know how to use the machine to charge. I'm like, well, that's super simple. We'll
Red
just
flag,
charge
red
everybody
flag,
as they,
red flag,
yeah,
red flag.
exactly. And so I'm like, okay, cool, all right, whatever. So again, I'm really weird about it. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, that's fine. I said, well, I have my people there just to make sure you're good. All right, that's fine, that's fine. I was like, and just letting you know, we will be recording. Everybody comes in for safety's sake. And the guys, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, we record everything for the sake of safety because you just never know who comes in, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, well, we're not comfortable with that. That's fine by me. So I was like, well, I'm going to record, regardless of the fact, like, I just made sure that I had, the long story short, I just had to make sure that I had my facts straight. These guys ended up trying to short us like over $3,000. And, I'm like, all right, cool. So that's what we're doing. Cool. And since then, there was like lawsuit stuff. I mean, because again, it wasn't just me that was a part of it. I just happened to catch it because I try to be on my P's and Q's about it. But like the guys who the guys whose banner we were under, they actually approached the facility, and so they they're still hashing this thing out. This has been years, dude. At this point, I've done,
Wait, it's still ongoing?
yeah, man, because there was a bunch of other stuff that was going on,
Oh, okay.
all the people broke our pipes and they did this, they messed the facility. Like, nah, man, we walked the facility before and after, and everything was signed off, and they tried to double back. So you know how that gets. So and it's just it's a battle of the deep pockets, and that's fine because the guy whose banner we were under, he has super deep pockets, and I mean, I guess these guys have deep pockets, so it's more of a a pissing contest between those two. I'm like, hey,
So
go for it. I'm gonna
this
live my
has
life,
to be
brother.
like going back to the USAPL then.
Yep. Yeah. Crazy, right? So,
For
you
three
know,
grand? Jesus.
three
I mean, there's more. You said there was
three
more.
grand
You said
plus a
there's
bunch
more
of
to
other
it.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
3 grand was just
Okay.
what they shorted us at the gate.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, that and then it was like something along the lines of like the Highland guys broke our concrete when they were throwing, so we got to get the concrete replaced, and this, I'm like, what? The foundation was shifted because of moving trucks. Bro, there was only one moving truck. What are we talking about here? So it's a bunch of stuff. So I'm like, you guys, y'all got it. And like I said, the two guys that are going at it, you know what, they got the pockets for it. I'm sit back with my popcorn enjoying, like, hey, let me know when I'm gonna get my 3 grand back. If not, no big deal. Um, I just think like with meats, and again, kind of like what you said with meats like that, because I'm pretty sure we had like a little over 150 entries, and there was no AC. Everybody was, oh my God, people were damn near passing out. I had to, send one of my buddies to my house, like to literally break in my house to get a bunch of industrial fans that I have in my garage to make sure that at least my people, didn't pass out. But I just that was my first experience as a meat director. I'm like, holy crap, is this how it always is? And the people that were there that have hosted meets, have done meets, like, believe it or not, this was a really good meet aside from it being hot. Number two, they're not always like this. They're I swear they get easier. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So my next meet was a cakewalk compared to that.